This is how to successfully start and operate a saltwater aquarium. Have you ever wanted to own a part of the ocean? Saltwater is not like freshwater. There's more of a variety of fish, but there's also a lot more maintenance. With saltwater, you can own some of your favorite fish like clownfish, starfish, or even saltwater puffers. And there are 1,000 types of coral, but an established reef tank is breathtaking, like the one behind me. Now that I have your attention, let's start building our aquarium. We're going to need some equipment to go into our tank. I recommend starting out with a 20-gallon tank, but you can go as big or as little as you want. But 20 gallons is the nice safe spot. You're definitely going to need to start out with filtration, and filtration is going to set up your entire design. There are really 4 different types of filtration. You have a hang-on filter, which hangs on the side of the filter and or on the side of the tank and filters back into the tank. You have a canister filter, which is much like the hang-on filter, but it has tubes that go directly outside the tank and then circulate back in. Then you have an all-in-one, which is built inside of the tank, and you have filtration that goes into one port and then out of another. Then you also have what's called a refugium, which is like having a separate tank, and you can do so much more with a refugium because you have the added space. You're also going to need lighting. You're going to need lighting that has a shut-off timer and a night and daytime setting. You'll need this to replicate the environment that the fish live in the ocean. You'll also need a heater because most saltwater fish have to stay at 75 degrees, which is the same temperature as most of the ocean. You're going to need a device called a power head. This pushes water throughout the tank, which can go and replicate the waves in the ocean and mimic the current. You can add a protein skimmer if you'd like. It'll help remove unwanted waste, but it is not required. Now that we have all of our necessary equipment, we can start putting our aquarium together. You are definitely going to need sand. And this is not like playground sand. This is sand that is most likely crushed ocean rock because it has the necessary minerals that a aquarium needs to be sufficient. You're going to need salt for mixing with the water, and this is not table salt. You need to have saltwater salt. You can find that at most pet stores. Then you're going to need an aquascape, and most aquascapes are what's called live rock, and it is the reason why they call it live rock is because it is actually taken from the ocean, and it has the same minerals and everything that aquarium needs. Then you're going to need a chemical that's called Turbo Start. And what this does is this kickstarts the aquarium and helps it create an active biome. This process takes about 2 to 3 months to reach safe ammonia, nitrate, and nitrite levels. Your ammonia should be at 0.1 parts per million. Your nitrates should be no higher than 0.2 parts per million, and your nitrates should be no more than 5 parts per million. All this can be found in a device called a tester pack, which is really easy to follow by just putting a little daub of their solution into a vial, and it will show you a color which you can read on a chart. Very simple to read. At this stage, you're probably going to see brown algae or detritus. It's going to look gross, but that is actually a good sign that your tank is ready to start taking fish, because it can sustain life. If it can grow algae, it can sustain life. Some fish are not reef safe. Starfish are actually not reef safe, as well as eel, or as well as other types of invertebrates that like to crawl over your corals. It will close them up and it will kill your corals. And then there are some fish that are aggressive and should not be put together. Snowflake eels, and any type of eels in general, should not be put in the same tank as puffers and other type of fish like clownfish. They are very aggressive and they will try to eat each other. You're going to need a cleanup crew, like cleaner shrimp or crabs or snails, or all three together. They work well together. They eat algae and unwanted food, unwanted waste, and they're great to have in a reef tank. Now, at this point, you can add coral, and there's an endless possibility of coral. You can get any type. There's soft coral. There's called LPS coral. Really, whatever you think you want in there, you can put in there at this stage. At this stage, your tank is now complete, and you're ready to grow your tank. Hopefully, I've walked you through setting up your first saltwater tank. Just be sure to do monthly water changes to keep your nitrites and nitrates low and keep your fish safe and healthy. Most of all, have fun. It's your own slice of ocean in your house. Thank you.